What up? What up? What up? This is RJ Fantasy Football Talk. You know what it is. We back again. I'm riding this JJ talking tight ends tonight. What's going on, bro?
Hey man, there's not much going on. Ready to keep it rolling. We already went through quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers. So there's one skill position left that we got to chat about. So you want to jump into it, or you want to jump into some news first?
Let's jump into some news, man. We got a little news here that we're gonna talk about, and we just gonna get it going. So first, I know you don't watch Hard Knocks. You're not a big fan of it,
Yeah.
but let's
Well,
talk
I
Hard
wouldn't say I'm not
Knocks.
a fan. I've never seen it, so I can't be anything of it at the moment.
Okay, let's
So
talk Hard Knocks.
yeah,
The Cowboys are on Hard Knocks this year. Um, well, Hard Knocks, you really don't. They don't show much. If I was up there, I wouldn't show much anyway. It really just show guys, trying to make it through camp. They normally point out one or two guys that's trying to make it through camp.
yeah.
Are you gonna watch this year? Is the question.
Considering I care absolutely nothing about the Cowboys, that there's
Come
zero.
on,
I've not watched
man.
the whole time they've done the show. I see no reason why I'm going to tune in now. So nah.
Okay. All right. All right. We're gonna start off with that. I mean, I know we probably got some Cowboy fans out there. Let us know how you feel about it. Should they be up there? Should they not? Is it gonna be too much exposure? Let us know. Then we got one that I'm really happy about. Is no players plan to opt out
Yeah,
this year, which is a great
way
thing
different than
because
last year, right?
oh my gosh, so it's good. You're gonna have all the players you need to draft this year, that you plan on drafting, that you want to draft. They're gonna be available for you. So you just gotta try to get them. And it's gonna be even better with the whole vaccine thing. People that's vaccinated, they ain't gotta go through those crazy rules or strenuous rules that they had last
Right.
year. So your chances of having your player every week is really good. So I would just that's definitely a good thing. Me personally, that's probably the best news I like for the day because
Yeah.
I can get my guys. How you feel about that?
Well, hey, the vaccine rollout was good. We was trying to check on some information earlier. I saw like 65% of NFL players have been vaccinated, so everything is expected to roll a lot smoother than last year. So
Okay.
the fact that no one's opting out is good. Plus the fact that they said that unless you had a medical excuse, you won't getting paid if you opted out. So
Oh
I,
yeah,
I think
definitely.
that kind of swayed people's opinions whether you was thinking one way or the other.
Oh yeah,
So,
definitely.
but yeah, like you said, it's good because you don't have to have all the worries you did last year about who's going to play, who's going to be the impact guys that might be missing from your fantasy squad. So it's good
Exactly.
news, all good news.
All good news. And they also just to add to that, they saying that 85 if the team is 85%
Yeah,
vaccinated, they don't have to wear masks or anything
yeah,
on the sidelines or in practice. So just the guys that's not vaccinated, they got to actually go through that schedule
yeah.
from last year,
And
which
that's why
they'll be
Cole
away from the
Beasley
team.
might not play this year. We talked a
Exactly.
little bit about that
So
last week, so we'll see.
I mean, honestly,
Yeah,
I think Josh Allen is not vaccinated, and
yeah.
I
He
think
said he wasn't,
for that,
and
for
Sam
him, he
Darnold, I
made
think as well, said
Sam.
he wasn't.
Yeah, so they got to get it to be around their teammates personally,
Yeah,
because they're not going to be around their team. They make them eat out different places.
right.
It's just too much. I mean, at the end of the day, you want to be, especially for a quarterback, you want to be around your team
You have to
because
be,
you
right?
you have to be,
Yeah.
So, and then I got one more piece of news. Is the Washington football team has been fined $10 million. They've been after investigations found out that for sexual harassment, bullying, intimidation, they saying the money is going to charity,
Yeah.
which is good. It should go to charity. And another fact that his wife is the co-CEO of the team now. It kind of
Means nothing to me. I'm like,
means nothing
okay.
to me, but the thing for me is $10 million.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, they got to change the culture around there. I mean that alone
I'm
is bad.
surprised they did not change the owner because
Yeah,
there was a lot of noise at the beginning of that because the Washington football team has been in the news nonstop since last season, And part of the noise was there was a push by some of the minority owners, not minority as far as race, but minority as the smaller percentage of the team, wanted to get Dan Snyder out. So he seems to have lasted, and now his wife is taking a lot of the responsibility. So it's like, okay, well that changes absolutely nothing.
No, she just
It's
probably a
cool.
figurehead with a title. But they say he owns what 90% of the team now because those guys backed out. So
Yeah,
he got a big
yeah.
stake
It
in the
was gonna
team.
be
So
tough for them to push him out. So
yeah,
yeah.
so it's all good. If you got any news, let me know.
I've got one news story, and it's our joint news story. It's related to our topic for tonight, so it can wait if you got something bigger. But I was just
No,
going to talk about the 49 players that went to Tight End University, hosted by the greatest tight end that there is in the world.
no. See, you got it
Hey,
wrong
see, you
again.
don't
See,
even
that's
know
the
who I'm going
problem.
to say yet, so that's your own inferiority complex coming in. Uh,
No, because I know you.
the,
It
the,
was
the The
co-host
great. I said
by.
I was gonna say the three names. There was three
Okay, go ahead.
guys
Okay,
that are in
because I know
charge of the
you.
weekend, and it
Okay, all
is
right.
Greg Olson,
Okay.
George Kittle, and Travis Kelsey. You can put that. Oh, well,
Oh, we got.
the fans have
Are we
spoken.
starting this? Oh, we
The
starting this. It
fans
is
have
too early
spoken.
for this. Lord have mercy.
I wanted to pull
No,
up this Twitter video, but I didn't have time to find it. Did you see when your guy George Kittle was trying to make a speech as well as Greg Olson? There was this
I
one
seen
guy
that.
in the back just
I
screaming,
seen that.
"Yeah,
I
the
seen that.
greatest tight
I
end
seen that.
day,
We
life
no,
of the
I didn't pay
party,
it any mind. I really didn't. I didn't pay it any mind.
life
So
of
it
the
don't
party."
really matter.
And may I add, he also got free beer for everybody in Kansas City. So he's doing his
Whatever.
thing out there.
I mean, do I need to? Do I need to pull it up?
Yeah.
Let's go. Come on,
Hey.
let's go. Let's go now. So
Yeah.
it don't even matter because Kittle started it in the first place. He the one that came up with it. So Kittles is the best. Always gonna be the best. Kittles is the best. I don't care about
So
no
I'm seeing
Kelsey.
49 players from around the NFL signed up to go to Tight End University. It started off
Yeah.
with a handful because Kittle by himself couldn't pull that big of a squad, and then it grew
Oh
to 20, and then next thing you
gosh.
know, it was up to 49 tight ends.
Well, we
Yeah.
won't we know one guy that won't there. We ain't gonna say his name, but
He
we know
was
one
not to
guy.
be mentioned. He didn't. Out of the 49 players, he did not get an invite to play,
He
to
really did.
participate in Tight End University. Nobody from Jacksonville was there. Was scrolling through the list earlier of all the different players, but I'm pretty sure they just ran out of invitations because the I forget his name, the rookie that they drafted for Kansas City, he didn't even get an invite as well. But that's more so because they did not expect it to be so big. So every some a few people got left out. So it's nothing to feel bad about if you didn't get your invitation to Tight End University. So that
I
guy
mean,
can
I
still
guess,
hold his
but
head high.
they did say they didn't have enough space.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
they
kind
ran
of
out
get
of
it.
space. So
Yeah, but that guy he won't supposed to be
he
there
wouldn't
anyway.
be
So
there.
it don't matter.
I don't think
Yeah,
space was the issue. I think talent and actually, if anybody needed to be at Tight End University, it was probably him. So
yeah, to learn
to
something
learn
because
something
yeah,
exactly.
that's the key about it to learn something. But honestly, on a serious
Yeah,
note, I'm glad because they did train a little bit,
yeah.
kind of sort of train a little bit. I'm
Yeah,
glad
did you
all
see
of
some of
them
the
came
video? I
out.
was looking through some of the videos. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, and
Yeah,
I'm glad they came out. They came out healthy. Nobody came out
yeah,
injured,
yeah,
and that's the good thing about it. So, and they had a good time. I mean, they played golf and all types of stuff. It seemed fun, honestly, man.
yeah,
Eh, I would have liked to have been there, but it seemed pretty fun there, honestly.
yeah, yeah.
So,
So,
you know, but we're gonna dive
hey,
right
let's
into it.
jump into this list of tight ends and
We
let the
got this
people
list.
know. I'm gonna be nice to you, and I'll let you start off because I know you want to mess up the list. But go for it. Who we got?
So I'm gonna start off with tier one. There's only three names in this list, and I'm gonna start with from the bottom to the top. Darren Waller is at the bottom right there of tier one. Kelsey Kelsey is tier. Really? Are you doing this? Are you really going? Okay, I'm not mad at that. Darren Waller at 3, Kelsey at 2, and the greatest of all time. I want the people to see it now. Kittles at number 1. So we're gonna leave it there. Okay, we're going from there. How you feel about this list, man?
How do I feel about the list?
Yeah,
Right
I want
there,
to.
baby. Because
Here's
Okay.
so,
Go,
our
Kelsey!
producer is throwing stuff over here.
Number 1! Okay, I'm done.
But getting dangerous over there. Off seeing accidents.
Oh my god.
But it's kind of funny though. You would think we cheated when we made this list because all three of us, you, me, and our producer, make up the best tight ends in this league. And you can argue and debate all day over which one of the three is going to be the greatest. But I'm going out at the beginning and giving my bold prediction that Darren Waller will be the number 1 tight end this year. Now, Travis Kelce is the man, the only tight end in NFL history to have 5 1,000-yard seasons. And not just have 5, he had 5 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons. So good luck with somebody topping that one. Last year, he led the league in tight end receptions. I think there's no shortage of ways to say that Travis Kelce is great. And all respect, George Kittle's also great when he's on the field. And last year was just bad because he couldn't play. He played, what, 7 games or was it 8? I can't remember.
He played 8 games, but I
but
need you. I need you to remember this. Hold
Yeah.
on. I need you to remember that we did look up how many games he's missed over the last 4 years.
Yeah,
he ain't
it's
missed
only
that many
really
games.
one really bad one. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
and
rest
that
of
was
them are-
last year.
Yeah.
So
like I said,
so-
there's no doubt that Kittle was great. Kelsey's greater because he has the stats to prove it. But Kittle's younger, so he's got time to try to match. But he's still short of those 5 consecutive seasons. But my guy, Las Vegas Raiders, Darren Waller, I think is going to make a big. He was the second leading tight end last year, and I think it's going to be even bigger. Because here's the deal: with Kelsey, they got an arsenal of players over in Kansas City. Kelsey is the number 1 guy there, obviously, but there's so many guys that can do it. And I'd say the same thing about San Francisco, because though Kittle is the obvious number 1 guy there, Debo and Brandon Ayuk, they're gonna compete with him targets. But if you go to Las Vegas,
no better deal.
it is the Darren Waller show. Because they've got a very young group of wide receivers. They got rid of Terrell Williams, not that it really mattered because he never played anyway. And so they got rid of the guy that was with Aguilar. He's gone.
Nelson Aguilar,
it's Henry Ruggs and it's Brandon Edwards, and they're gonna try to piece some stuff together at wide receiver. So Darren Waller, he is going to be the highlight. He is going to be everything there is for the Raiders. So I'm going to go out and tell you right now, 1,300 yards is happening.
Woo!
Bam.
Woo! Woo! Woo!
Bam.
Wow.
So there you go.
I mean, with that extra game, you could get 1,300.
It's only 200 more yards, and like you said, there's an extra game in there.
It's an extra game.
There's
so
an
you can
extra
get it.
game in
That's
there.
a lot, though.
That's a lot.
Now,
but
I will say this.
yeah, what you got?
Kittles, I ain't gonna see him lie. Kelsey, he been putting up monster numbers, so I will give him number 1.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be being realistic as a fantasy player and person. He's number 1. Kittles is number 2.
Yeah.
But I will say all 3 of them are gonna top. In my bold prediction, all 3 of them are gonna top 1,000 this year in 10 touchdowns.
Exactly. Ooh, 10 touchdowns. That's bold. That's even bolder.
I mean, because
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Kelsey did 11 last year. Waller did 9. Kittle's got to bring that up.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that's my bold prediction. I'm saying
That's
all of them will do 1,000 and 10 touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm with you on all 3 getting 1,000 as long as all 3 are healthy. 10 touchdowns.
Yeah.
That's.
I mean, think about it.
Hey, as long as Darren Waller's in that group, I'd love to see it.
It's an extra game.
Right.
It's an extra game. Then Waller did 9 touchdowns last year. Kelsey did 11.
He was right there.
Kittles, if he's healthy, he can get 10. I mean, so
Okay.
it's possible. I think all of them can do. I think all of them can do 1,000.
Yeah.
1,010 touchdowns. I will say that.
I,
So
I got
that's my bold prediction coming from them.
I've got no problem with that. Well,
So,
like I said, the top three, you can go on any fantasy show, look on any page. No one is going to dispute our top three
yeah,
because those are just the best tight ends out there. So let's have a little bit more fun with the second group. I do
second group.
this one, and it is going to be T.J. Hawkinson in Detroit. You've got Kyle Pitts in Atlanta, the rookie, and then Mark Andrews in Baltimore, who was one of our tier two guys. He kind of had an off season last year compared to I think what a lot of people thought Mark Andrews was going to be. But there's a lot of reasons for that, so we won't. We'll probably go into it in our discussion. But those are our next three, and I like all three of those guys. And each one of those, I think, has the potential to be like in that top tier. I don't think either one will be, especially like T.J. Hawkinson, because there's like I talked about Darren Waller has very little competition at wide receiver.
Nobody is bro too out there.
T.J.
Boy.
Hawkinson has
Lord,
absolutely zero competition.
man, I'm
Well, I
trying
won't
to
say
tell you.
absolutely none because Brashard Perriman's there, but okay.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Exactly.
You can have that one if you want it,
Good
but
luck with
okay,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
Good luck. I mean, they already saying he's gonna
Yeah,
get
he is
a
good.
slew of targets. Period. I'm expecting over 100 targets
Yeah,
this year. Period. And
he might have minimum 70% of the targets, and I'm
that's
not
what I'm
even.
saying.
Well, I'm trying to think about DeAndre Swift. Might be, but it's still going to be a very large share of the targets.
Yeah,
70% of the targets would not surprise me with T.J. Hawkinson. So I actually like him as a guy you might be able to. If you can't get that top three, T.J. Hawkinson is going to be very high on my list after that.
my favorite out of the list though is Kyle Pitts.
Yeah,
Kyle Pitts is my favorite. I think Kyle Pitts and as having we have a show, so we gotta kind of discuss this stuff. But I know a lot of my friends watch this, man, so I can't really give up my game plan, man. But I'm trying to tell you, Kyle Pitts is gonna be that man. I'm telling you, he's gonna be the man. I'm telling you, they got some stuff in the works for him,
yeah.
man. I'm trying to tell you.
Of interest, I mentioned that the rookie tight end in Kansas City didn't get an invite, but nothing to feel bad about. There was only one rookie tight end in the whole NFL that got an invitation to Tight End University, and his name is Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts.
So
Thank you.
that that's a show of
That means
respect
something.
right there about he is going to take the league by storm.
When I tell you he's 6'6", 240 pounds, he is a monster.
Monster,
And he
right?
is gonna be dangerous. And I'm telling you, he's gonna finish top 5 this year in tennis,
No,
in fantasy this year, easy, with no problem.
I would not be
And
surprised.
now, other than that, I love T.J. Hawkinson. My only problem with Mark Andrews is he's touchdown dependent.
Yeah,
He's touchdown dependent. Other than that, he's really not involved in the offense
well,
until you get down to the 20.
I wouldn't say he's not involved. I mean,
Well, until you get down to the 20 yard,
yeah,
like the 20.
well, if you look at the percentage of receptions, it's Mark Andrews and it was Hollywood Brown last year. That was it. So that's why I say he's involved. But this is the truth. The Ravens are a running team. Their quarterback is their leading runner.
The runner.
So it's like, as much as I love Lamar Jackson and I think he's going to have an exceptional year this year, he's not the strong. He has not been, I'll say, that strong passer.
Yeah.
And if you look at the guys that we were talking about earlier, they all have strong passing games. Guys that are going to get over 3,500 yards passing, and probably 4,000 in some cases, like Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes. If Lamar Jackson throws for 4,000 yards, I'm going to pass out. I'm like,
excuse me?
where did that come from?
Yeah, like, come on, man. He can't even get over 3,500, let
So,
alone.
can he get over 3,000 on a
He
consistent
did.
basis? I mean,
He did. Well, yeah,
What?
not consistent.
Yeah,
I take
no,
that back.
exactly.
I take that back.
So to your point, if you go Mark Andrews, you got to be
Yeah.
going for touchdowns because he's not
Touchdown
going to
dependent.
put up the yards that these other guys are going to get. Though he gets a lot of receptions, he's not going to get yards because they just don't pass the ball like that.
That's true. That is definitely true.
Got a comment from Orlena Lewis. That's my mom, y'all. She says, thanks for adding team names. No problem. I did that partially with you in mind because I was like, people might, and because, unlike some of the other positions, tight ends, not everybody knows. So I was like, throw a
Exactly.
little bone to
Yeah.
the people, help them figure out which teams these are on. So yeah, you're welcome.
Hey,
You're welcome.
so we're gonna slide to the next one. We got Robert Tunyer, Dallas Goddard, Logan Thomas, Mike Konsecki, and Johnu
John
Smith.
Smith.
Out of this list, my favorite is Logan Thomas. I
Okay.
love Logan Thomas. Um, Logan Thomas he's one of those guys that can slide into that tier two for me if he because think about that offense last year. They added Curtis Samuel this year, but he could honestly get that work, man. I'm telling you. I love him the most out of this list. Dallas Goddard is always going to be there. He's more dependent on what Zach Ertz happens to Zach Ertz. Tanya is, if you want to say touchdown dependent, he is really touchdown dependent. So, but you know what's crazy about about him last year? He
Yeah.
had 59. I think he had 59 receptions and he got thrown the ball 62 times.
Right.
So he caught the ball just as much as he got the ball thrown to him, which is that's a good sign that he catches the ball, he catches everything.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's interesting because tight end with Aaron, it hasn't really been a strong position for the Packers. So
yeah,
Robert Tonyan kind of came out of nowhere on that list just because people weren't used to the tight end being a focal point of that offense.
hmm
And so we're going to see what he can do this year. I like him. I like him on that list. But I think, and I go back and forth on who on that list I think is going to be the potential star. And I was debating the whole time who I was going to say what. I like Logan Thomas too. And I especially like Logan Thomas because of Ryan Fitzpatrick being there.
Oh
But
my
I'm going to
God.
go out of my own box because I think I wanted to say Mike Gesicki. But I'm going to go John Smith. I think I like what John Smith did last year. And I will say I'm not a I'm doing this
I know what
and
you
I'm
about
keeping in
to
mind, okay,
say.
Cam Newton's the quarterback and potentially
Yeah.
Mac Jones, but I'm going. I struggled with this because I'm trying to convince myself I believe it. I'm thinking back to the old days with Rob Gronkowski and Aaron Hernandez over there in New England. They brought in this year Jonnu Smith, who was a big part of the offense with the Titans, and they brought in
Yeah.
Hunter Henry, who we'll talk about later. And I think they're gonna try to go with a similar kind of two tight end strategy because their wide receivers really aren't that great
No, they're
in New
not.
England, but
They're not.
they also don't have Tom Brady. So that's
That's true.
the
That's
one
true.
part that's keeping me from convincing myself 100%. But I think Jonnu Smith could be a really sneaky tight end play of a guy who could put up some really bananas numbers. Just because I think he's going to have a lot of opportunities in that
So
offense.
you don't think Hunter Henry affects him in any way?
I like it. I mean, that's why I brought about the Aaron Hernandez and Gronkowski because they were both there and they both put up stellar numbers in that offense. And I think they can try to recapture. I don't think either one of those guys are as good as what
No,
they had.
not even near.
I
No.
don't think they quite reached that level, but I don't know if they necessarily have to be. I think there's just a really good chance that New England runs a lot of stuff through their tight ends this year. We'll see.
Well, we'll see, but I think Gasecki
Yeah,
was not bad.
yeah,
Second year in that offense, he actually came along a lot
yeah.
last year, like late in the season, like mid to late season, he came along and he did some pretty good work. Now,
Yeah,
if you kind of miss out on the first three, even the first six,
yeah,
he's one of those guys that can be serviceable as a tight end for you in fantasy. Um, Logan Thomas is the same thing.
yeah,
Like, because you got to think those first three gonna go early,
yeah.
and then you can kind of wait a little bit, except for like Kyle Pitts or that first and second tier they're gonna go not early, but like especially the first tier they're gonna go early, but the second tier they probably gonna go that second round of
Right.
tight ends to go. You probably can do a Logan Thomas and a Gesicki in a Jonnu Smith that can serve as your number one tight end and still get good numbers from them. I think, or pair up the two or whatever you want to do. Like for me, I like two tight ends. I run two tight ends in most of my leagues, and I try to get two good ones to kind of interchange on a bye week. So we'll see. I think I like this tier right here, honestly. I do.
Yeah.
The only person that I say that, but hold up, Dallas Goedert scares me because I don't know about Hurts.
I was wondering who's going to be the first one to mention that about Dallas Goedert.
But Hurts is the one that, because I don't know about Hurts. I don't know about Jalen Hurts.
Well,
I don't know.
There's Jalen Hurts, but I don't think Jalen Hurts is what worries me. With the Eagles, we'll see what it be. In fact, I would say if he's not great, that could be helpful because young guys love the tight end as their bailout spot, right? And so I think that could end up being potentially a strong point for him. What really worries me about Dallas Goedert is the fact that they still have not come up with a resolution on Zach Ertz yet. We'll have Zach Ertz come out later, I think. Everything in my mind tells me they're going to trade him, but I just can't figure out why they haven't done it yet. Because I don't know. We'll have to see. I just don't think they're going to try to. They would have paid him. Like they had an opportunity last year to pay him and say, "Hey, you're a part of this team, and we're going to keep you here." I think all signs are indicating Dallas Goedert is the number one unquestioned tight end on that team right now, which is wild because for a while we talked about Kittle and Kelsey. It used to be the third name that came out of people's mouths was Zach Ertz, and he has dropped off considerably since that time.
I know. I had him in like 3 leagues last year. He disappointed me so bad. So, well, we're gonna go to the fourth tier, and these are the guys that you draft more likely as a backup. Yeah. Noah Fant, Evan Ingram, which I don't know how he made the Pro Bowl last year with those numbers. Lord. Rob Gronkowski, Hunter Henry, Irvin Smith Jr., Jared Cook, Tyler Higbee, Zach Ertz, and Adam. Who is this guy you put up? Adam Trotman. Out of this list. Gronk?
No.
No, I take that back. Jared Cook.
Again, I say Cook. No. Jared Cook is 34 years old.
You tripping.
Okay.
Seriously? Hunter Henry? And I know you don't. I know you cannot say Hunter Henry because you don't like Hunter Henry.
All right.
The way you bashed me 2 years in a row about Hunter Henry.
Rewind to last year when we did our tight end show. If I was ready, I would have pulled up the tape. I trash talk Hunter Henry because I say he can't stay healthy.
Thank you.
But I still wouldn't. He's not the guy on my list. Okay, if I'm looking down this list of guys. I can't say Rob Gronkowski because there's just so much competition for receptions.
That is his favorite target. Are you serious?
But
that's his favorite target.
That's his favorite target, maybe. But he's got that was coming in fresh. There's no way Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are getting overlooked for an old Rob Gronkowski. And to me, honestly, it was a miracle Rob Gronkowski stayed healthy. Rob Gronkowski has health issues. He has a history of big health issues. And I am not going to put money on him going through a full season. I'm going through this list, and there's not a lot to me. Like you said, this is at the point where you're getting your second tight end. I'm going to go with a name. Here you go. You ready for it?
Yes.
Noah Fant in Denver. And that's based off Teddy Bridgewater being the quarterback. I think there's going to be some competition because Cortland Sutton is back for a healthy year, and we've got Jerry Jeudy that's going to be there. Melvin Gordon catches receptions, but I think Noah Fant has the potential to be a high quality tight end. I'm going all potential because I'm not picking an old guy like Gronkowski. I'm not going with Hunter Henry, who's always injured. I'm going to go with let me see what that's what that Ebron. This is Ebron. Well, Eric Ebron is a person. We'll get to him in our next year. But I'm liking Noah Fant as the potential to put a big for a backup. Like I said, this is your backup tight end. He's gonna be able to get some touchdowns thrown in there, and I think he's gonna be a reliable target. But the guy that knew nothing about, Adam Trotman, is kind of interesting on this list.
I know nothing about Adam Trotman.
Only because
I'm sorry, people.
Adam Trotman. Here's why he's interested. You mentioned Jared Cook. Jared Cook put up some good numbers last year, and he played some good numbers for the New Orleans Saints. Adam Trotman is the tight end for the Saints, and I'm giving him all of Jared Cook's points and receptions from last year, which to me makes him interesting no matter who the quarterback is. So he's probably, I'm going to go with, I don't know if I put him above, because I do have to eventually go to earth and say Gronkowski is relevant, but I think I'll put Adam Trotman as maybe my third choice.
Now, would you say Trotman is?
Trotman has showed us nothing. There's zero. Go look at. I want to be clear with the audience so they don't just think whatever. If you go look at his stats, there's really nothing for you to believe he's gonna be good.
But I will say this:
he's getting all of Jared Cook love. That's all he's getting.
Is it the Jimmy Graham situation when nobody knew about Jimmy Graham and Jimmy Graham just came out of nowhere?
That's a high bar right there. That's a very high bar. But yeah, I think it is going to be one of those surprise picks for some people. Okay. You might have folks look at you funny at your draft when you say Adam Trotman. So don't say his name too late. I'm saying you go maybe you can probably sneak him in around 7th round. I'm thinking in your typical draft. So.
Man, you probably get him off the waiver wire, man.
7, 8. Okay.
Get him off the waiver wire, man.
Get out of here. Yeah, okay. If you're getting him at your waiver wire, then you are drafting with horrible people.
Hold up.
Adam Trotman should go. Okay, 7 might be too high, but definitely in the top. High. Definitely in the top 10 rounds.
10 rounds?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, you do it.
Okay, I'm going to do you a favor. I'm gonna do your homework for you. I'm pulling up Adam Trotman's average draft position.
Okay.
And so, that's pretty low.
I told you, come on.
But this is on Fantasy Pros. His consensus rank is around 16. That'll get you in. Geez, that's still late, but that's. His consensus rank. He's the 11th ranked tight end from strength to schedule. He's his average rank is number 168. So that's definitely near the bottom of your draft. I thought he would have been a bit higher. But he's gonna sneak in on some people. Just because popular opinion is what it is doesn't make it right.
I'm just saying only if it's like the Jimmy Graham situation.
Yeah.
Nobody knew about Jimmy Graham coming when New Orleans was saying, "Hey, he gonna be this guy," and because I remember I drafted Jimmy Graham and people looked at me like I was crazy.
Yeah.
So if it's the same situation, I get it.
This is why people listen to RJ Fantasy Football. They want to know that stuff that people don't know about. I get it. I'm gonna have to get a second opinion. I think they have their numbers wrong. He should be higher than that.
Okay. Oh Lord. Okay, you got the next list. Come on.
Actually, I didn't mention it at the time, but I was supposed to have the last one. You kind of cheated me out of my chance to say.
You got the next two then.
I don't want the next two. I'm gonna talk about this one right here. We're now this, like we said, the last round was backups. These are super backups. You're taking these are the guys that should be coming number 168. You got Austin Hooper in Cleveland, Jack Doyle in Indianapolis, Blake Jarwin for Dallas, Hayden Hurst, who can also be a sneaky pick at tight end, and Eric Ebron. Here we go. Talking Eric Ebron. He's been a guy that for years I've been saying Eric Ebron should be pretty good. This is going back to his Detroit days, and Eric Ebron has never lived up to the hype that I have had for him. So it's hard for me to really recommend you draft Eric Ebron, but at this point again, this is like last round. These are guys that like on your number 190, 200 on your list. You're just picking them up, perhaps. And honestly, you might not even draft some of these guys because these guys will stay on the waiver wires a lot. I think Austin Hooper probably is the most draftable on this list, only because in theory he should be really good. But last year in Cleveland, it didn't really go in. They were like the one team last year that did tons of 3 tight end sets, like. Who's running 3 tight ends?
Nobody.
Part of it, I'm gonna say because Odell Beckham Jr. was injured, but on the real, it's just it's not a lot to love in this tier. If I'm gonna give you, I'm trying to think of, is there a surprise guy in this group that I think might surprise you? I see again a comment on why the Colts are always tier 5. Say, here's the thing. I was about to say Jack Doyle could be a surprise good pick in this tier, only because Carson Wentz has been a guy who's really relied a lot upon his tight ends.
He loves his tight ends.
So there's a potential now. Granted, his tight ends were Dallas Goedert and Zach Ertz. So that's it. Jack Doyle is neither one of those guys. But Jack Doyle, he was one of those other guys that could get you touchdowns last year, and that's, I think, was his strong point. They've got some young wide receivers. T.Y. Hilton, is he gonna be injured? You never know. Michael Pittman is good, but I think there's room for Jack Doyle putting up some good numbers. Now, we talked about Zach Ertz before and why the Eagles aren't trading him. We were looking up potential trading spots, and one of the trading spots that came up was the Colts. And so if we have Zach Ertz in our 4th tier, but if that trade happens, then forget what I just said about Jack Doyle. But boost Zach Ertz up on your list.
Yeah, he definitely can get boosted up.
So that's the way your Colts move from tier 5 up to maybe tier 3.
She don't like the way we talk bad about the Colts. Hey. She gonna get us. I'm just saying. Well, look, man, this next list, I'm gonna just say the guys.
Yeah. You just said,
guys.
Audience, keep this man. Didn't you just say I could do the next 2?
Yeah, like you can.
You just said it.
Good.
Like
go ahead.
3 minutes ago.
You know what? Let me tell y'all something. This is my brother, right? And he can do it. I got him.
He got it. I'm sorry. Yeah, I did take yours.
You're trying to steal all the shine.
We having some fun tonight. I like this.
I want to say something on this show. All right, so this is a terrible tier. We talked about the last tier. These guys are not worth you drafting.
No.
There we go. These guys are not worth you drafting at all. This has an asterisk beside it because these are just guys you're going to look on the waiver wire for when you need to fill in. That's Dawson Knox with Buffalo, O.J. Howard, who's another potential guy that never lives up to that potential, Anthony Ferkser, Sammis Reyes. I want to say a little bit about him later. Kyle Rudolph, Harrison Bryant, talking about those 3 tight end sets they did in Cleveland, and Chris Herndon. Chris Herndon is another tight end that people had some sort of big expectations for last year. He plays for the Jets, so I'm not really sure I understand why people had big expectations for him. But, these guys, like I said, don't draft them. Don't draft a single player.
Please don't.
I got laughed at from Adam Trotman, but you will get joked out of your league if you draft any of these tier 6 guys. These are simply watch the waiver wire when there's an emergency. And if someone pops up good on this list, that's where you want to go. So I said I wanted to say I'll let you go first, but save Sam. I know Samus Reyes is another one of those Adam Trotman picks that I'm pretty sure you have no
You
faith
draft
in. But what do you think about
no.
this list, this
You
tier?
draft nobody off this
Nobody.
list. You keep them in the waiver wire. Don't worry about them. Don't even think about them. I mean, the only one I can see possibly doing something is Cal Rudolph because Evan Ingram is always hurt. He
That's
is about the only one I can see that you might take a flyer on when Evan
yeah.
Ingram gets hurt. That's it. Other than that, everybody else, don't even worry about it. Don't waste your time.
Here's
I'm
why I
just
like
saying.
Samus Reyes. Now,
Why?
Samus Reyes for the Washington football team. He is out of, I think, it's Tulane. He's another one of those. You talk about Jimmy Graham. He's another one of those basketball players turned tight end,
Okay.
and that has that's paid off a lot recently.
It has.
Again, don't draft him, but but
Draft
watch.
Logan Thomas.
Logan Thomas is going to be that dude, but from the early for whatever you can make out of early reports during training camp, people have been very impressed with what Samus Reyes has done. So I think, especially if there's a Logan Thomas injury or something at some point in the year, Samus Reyes could pay. Well, that's also assuming he makes the team. Let me say that as well.
That's what I'm saying.
Because they actually have like I think 5 guys in their tight end room. They have a lot of tight ends that are competing.
He's
for
a back,
spots.
like he's a backup. Like you don't even Logan Thomas. If you draft anybody from Washington, let it be Logan Thomas, please.
Yeah, I mean, no. Again, you're not drafting anyone on this list. We have a question: has Kyle Rudolph fallen off that much? Yes, because
Yes.
Kyle Rudolph could never live up to the hype in Minnesota. There was always he was a guy. If he didn't get a touchdown, he was irrelevant for the offense. And I think in New York, he's not the number one guy. Like you said, it's Evan Ingram. And so the only hope for Kyle Rudolph is that Evan Ingram gets injured, which he also does quite frequently.
A lot.
And then you might get some love for Kyle Rudolph. But honestly, as much as I want to believe in Danny Dimes this year, I'm not picking his tight end. not off the top going. So
No. But my thing is this: I don't understand how Evan Ingram actually made the Pro Bowl with those numbers. Like, do you understand that he only had? Oh my God, he had 100. He had 654 yards and 2 touchdowns on 63 receptions.
Hey, it's not the fantasy football Pro Bowl. It's the NFL Pro Bowl. He probably had a lot of good blocking. You know, his blocking was just above standard. He was very good.
Kittle's missed 8 games and had the same numbers.
Yeah.
Seriously? No. Mm-mm.
Well, who are the tight ends that we love? Travis Kelce, George Kittle,
Waller.
Darren Waller. 2 of that 3 are in the AFC. So I'm thinking Evan Ingram, who's this competition other than George Kittle, Robert Tonyan.
But no, T.J. Hawkinson had 723 yards, 6 touchdowns, more receptions. I mean,
all right, now who else? I'm trying to go through the NFC tight end list, and it might just be he was chosen out of default, right?
I don't see how though. Logan Thomas had more yards than him, and more touchdowns, and more receptions.
Blocking,
Wow.
he was excellent at blocking.
All right,
Evan Ingram blocks like nobody's business. You just don't. You don't watch enough film to know.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna give you that one. You can take that one. Well, we're gonna move on to something else because this is what I really want to talk about tonight.
I wanted to talk about tight ends.
We talked about tight ends. We're gonna talk about something else right now. Let's talk about this. We're gonna talk about the best quarterback, wide receiver, tight end. Still talking about tight ends, duo or whatever group, if you want to call it.
It's more than duos at that point, but
let's say groups.
These skill positions is off because we've already gone through the top quarter. You can go check rjfantasyfootballtalk.com or check our Instagram page or our Facebook. You can see our tiered rankings for quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, and now tight ends that could be posted soon. So based off that, who has the best offense? What team are you looking at if you're just looking for offensive talent?
Just plain offensive talent. Man, it was tough when I made this list. Right when I did my whole thing, I was like, man, this is a tough. I like Tampa Bay with Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, your favorite Antonio Brown, Gronk. They got Cameron Brate. They got OJ Howard. I like that. Man, this is tough, man. This is tough.
Don't make it hard on yourself. The best offense in the NFL, if you're just looking for power pack, let me pick a guy, like, let's say you're later on. Kansas City. It's obvious.
But it's not, though.
It's
not
obvious.
that obvious, though. No. It's
okay,
yes,
Kansas,
you got Patrick Mahomes.
They were both in to me, the two teams you're looking at for the best bang for your buck on offense were in the Super Bowl last year. It's Kansas City and it's Tampa Bay. And everyone else is, I mean, there's some good ones, but they're top of the list easily.
So you don't like Prescott, Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb?
I said the top of the list.
I mean, but I'm saying you gotta have those guys there. Those guys are like, I mean, come on.
Yeah, no.
Really?
No, I've got several teams I like if you're just looking for offensive players that you can pick from. And I'm just saying the top one for me is always Kansas City because look at history. Look at what Tampa Bay did. And that was Tampa Bay last year with Tom Brady as his first year in that offense.
That's true. That's true.
I'm thinking in my mind back to when Jameis Winston was there and he threw for 5,000 and over 30 touchdowns. So, hey, 5,000 looks pretty realistic, I think, for Tom Brady this year. So I'm looking there. I love Dallas. I don't love the team, but I also do love the talent. I wanted to say I like the Bills because of their quarterback and Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen, but I don't like their running backs.
But to me, it's a drop off.
That's a drop off, exactly.
It's a drop off. It's a drop off somewhere. Because once you do Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, Emmanuel Sanders, and I think Cole Beasley comes back down to earth a little bit more this year. And then the running backs, I'm not big fans of either one of them.
Yeah.
To me, I think that's a drop off somewhere with that. But another one that may surprise people that I like is the Cincinnati Bengals.
No, yeah.
I like Joe Burrow. I like T. Higgins. I like Tyler Boyd. I like Jamar Chase. Now, the tight end position is a little bit suspect.
That's a lot of bit suspect.
It's a lot of bit suspect.
For those that were watching all the teams that we listed when we did, you notice Cincinnati, there was not a Cincinnati tight end on our list. There's a few teams that didn't get any love from us, but that's one of them, and that's not a strong point.
I mean, I feel like those three wide receivers.
Wide receivers, I would say they might have one of the, along with the Cowboys, they might have one of the best wide receiver rooms in the NFL.
Oh yeah, definitely,
in Cincinnati. Yeah. But everywhere else, I'm like, The quarterback, I mean, let me throw him in. But Joe Mixon is a solid guy, but he's not a fantasy football stud. People keep thinking he will be, but he hasn't shown us that quite yet. So I think they fall off tight end, they fall off a running back. I like quarterback and wide receiver.
I love them, but Miami, I don't.
No.
The only thing about Miami,
no. Don't even talk about Miami. No, keep moving.
You don't like Waller. You don't like.
No. No.
Lord
Please.
mercy.
When we talk about NFL defenses, then you come back with me with Miami.
Okay, but, I got you.
Unless Tua is gonna be phenomenal.
You know what? I'm tripping. I'm sorry, people. Tennessee Titans.
Now that's an offense we can talk about.
Tennessee Titans. Tannehill, AJ Brown, Julio, Henry. Now the only drop off is at tight end. That's the only drop off. But if they can kind of find a tight end that's serviceable for that offense, by all means, can't be mad at that. I love this offense.
Yeah.
A whole lot.
I'm going to throw two more at you. Offenses you need to be looking out for. And one of them I think should be really obvious because you love this guy. The Chargers. You got Justin Herbert as your quarterback. He
Love
has the
Justin
potential
Herbert.
to be a tier 1 quarterback.
Ooh.
You got Austin Eckler, who
Keenan
has
Allen.
that same potential. I think we had Austin Eckler as our tier 2, but he could
Yeah.
potentially be, especially in PPR. He could
Tier
definitely be.
one.
And then you just said Keenan Allen. Throw him out there. So that's like the top 3 spots. And
Mike Williams. Mike Williams is
Mike
serviceable as the
Williams
number
is
2.
serviceable.
Then you
But
got Jared Cook, who serviceable tight end. Serviceable. Not top flight,
hey,
but
Jared
he's
Cook was good last year in New Orleans,
serviceable.
and I think he can be good. Because let's be honest, I like Mike Williams, but he's a second tier guy. Jared Cook is gonna be Austin Eckler is a wide receiver as well. He just plays the running back spot. But Keenan Allen is number 1 in that offense. I think Austin Eckler is number 2. Jared Cook potentially could be the 3rd guy. He could get more than Mike Williams. You never know. We'll see how that goes.
He's not consistent enough for me, and that's part of the problem with him. He's not consistent, and he gets hurt too.
Yeah,
that's part of the problem.
He's 34.
I didn't know he was that old.
Yeah, Jared Cook is an old man.
And I mean, I was gonna bring up my boys later, but the Niners got to really don't look that way now because you see it. Yeah, you know.
I'm listening.
Brandon Ayuk,
Convince me.
Kittles. The only issue I have is quarterback.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, and I'm a preach to the cows come home. Trey Lance started day 1. He opens up the offense way more for these guys than a Garoppolo will, hands down. Period. Point blank.
Yeah,
I think when healthy, those guys are really good. Honestly.
Oh yeah,
and
they're good. They're not in the conversation for me of best offenses, but they're good. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
How about, and here's an old reliable fantasy team you can look to, the Seattle Seahawks.
Because I like them. I do.
Russell Wilson is Russell Wilson. He shows no sign of slowing down. They have 2 of the best tight wide receivers right there. When you talk about DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. Chris Carson, when healthy, is always amongst that, I would say, second group of running backs. I mentioned we didn't mention Cincinnati for tight end. We also have not mentioned Seattle for tight end. And it's really not.
When Will Disley was healthy, that 1 year, he did pretty well. He didn't do bad. But, I mean, he was serviceable. But they're not going to use him like that anyway, so it doesn't even matter.
Gerald Everett is there now for the Rams, who played for the Rams last year. And I think was it a tight end coach there was one, those Borderman, because they've already worked together. I can't remember the relationship. But Gerald Everett's there. I think he's going to probably be the top tight end. But
yeah, I would say so.
Okay. I don't really know what that means. But
how do you feel about Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, Tyler Higbee?
If Cam Akers can be what people think Cam Akers can be, they definitely have the potential to be top offense level, because we've seen what Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods can do, and that was with Jared Goff. So you add Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. So if you had to pick one offense that you didn't like,
the Jets. There you go. I'm done.
Lord have mercy.
Easy question.
So you're not a Zach Wilson fan?
I'm not a Jets fan. There's just no. That team is just anemic in every sense of the word, and there's no way I'm putting money on anything. Zach Wilson can be the greatest rookie out there. There's only so much he can do. They've got nothing to work with. Here your New York Jets. Jamison Crowder's interesting. Corey Davis, I like. Their running back, is it going to be Tevin Coleman, or is it going to be we mentioned him last
Michael Carter.
Yeah, Michael Carter. Yeah, the young guy there. And we talked earlier about tight ends with Chris Herndon, but there's literally nothing there that excites me.
Nothing?
No. Jamison Crowder, if I can get him late.
I mean, not even like New England. I think New England is worse.
They're bad.
I mean, I know what Kendrick Bourne can bring to the table. I
Yeah.
like Kendrick Bourne, but like you making him play out of the realm of what he can do. So he's not a two. He's more like a three. Nelson Aguilar, Jacoby Myers, Damian Harris, James White. I mean, I don't know, man. That one Cam threw 8 touchdowns last year. Let's
Yeah.
be real.
Yeah.
Now. I mean, come on now. I just don't. I don't know. I don't like. I don't like that one. Um,
I don't much care for
Houston is terrible. That whole
I was looking
yeah.
through
NFL
I'm
thing
looking through there. If Deshaun
is
Watson comes back and he's able to play the majority or a full season, I think he by himself becomes offense because he
yeah,
did it
but
last year.
yeah, that's true. That's
So
true.
I don't think they're the worst situation with him. But if he is not starting at quarterback, then replace the Jets with whatever crap they're gonna have in Houston because that's
I mean,
gonna be terrible without him.
you got Tyrod, David Mills, Brandon Cooks, Andre Roberts, Randall Cobb, Jordan Atkins.
Yeah.
And I don't even know who they're gonna start at running back because they got 5 of them. So, I mean, that doesn't look
Yeah.
good. I, they might be the worst. Houston might be the worst. If you take out
If you
Deshaun
take out
Watson,
Deshaun Watson, yes.
they're the worst.
But with Watson there, until he's gone, I'm gonna reserve my worst for the Jets because it's a good pick because it's basically been the case. But hey, let us know in your comments if you got a favorite offense you're looking to see some big production. Surprisingly, we didn't say the Saints. Maybe it was because Drew Brees isn't there. But let us
I
know.
mean,
Huh?
the Saints are
Let's see what they are.
Michael Thomas.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hey, Alvin
like
Kamara, I like, but I think Alvin
yeah.
Kamara is probably my favorite player there. But
I mean, but that is only two. But
yeah,
like,
but
I
let us
don't like.
know in the comments if there's a team that you like, or if there's a team you think is even worse than the Jets or a Deshaun Watson-less Texans. And even going back to tight ends, if you think there's a tight end that we left off our list that you want to give some love to, maybe you can even name the tight end for the Cardinals. I have no idea. So, let us know what you think in the comments, or hit us up on RJ Fantasy Football Talk Instagram or Facebook, and
let us know. You know how I say we're here, we ain't going nowhere. So just check us out. We gonna post stuff. We're gonna put it out there for you. Just come join us. We here.
Yeah. Well, thanks again. It's been another great week. So we're talking tight ends. We've got 2 weeks off, and we'll come back with do we know what we're talking about next?
We just coming back in 2 weeks.
We're coming back in 2 weeks. We're gonna be talking something interesting. Maybe we'll talk kickers. I did see a
man. We talking
comment
kickers,
earlier
man.
That we need to show the kickers some love. So
man, we ain't gonna talk no kickers, man. We probably talk some linebackers or something, man, or some defenses or something. Now I don't know what we're gonna talk for real, y'all, but just join us, man. We here, we love all y'all, man. Let's keep it moving, RJ Fantasy Football. We here.
All right. Peace out.